You won't believe what really happened to Curly from the Three Stooges, and why Moe stayed silent for decades. He was the heart of the trio, the lovable goofball with the squeaky voice, wild spins, and that iconic nyuk nyuk nyuk. But then, Curly vanished, just like that, at the peak of his fame. Fans were left wondering, what happened to the funniest Stooge? The truth? It didn't come out until years later, when Moe, the last surviving Stooge, was nearing the end of his own life. And what he revealed wasn't just shocking, it was heartbreaking. For years, the world thought the Three Stooges were just slapstick comedy and belly laughs. Moe Howard, Larry Fine, and Curly, real name Jerome Lester Horwitz, were comedy legends. Moe was the ringleader, the straight man with the bowl cut and a mean slap. Larry, the confused middle guy. And Curly, he stole the show. Always. Thing is, Curly wasn't even the first choice. When Shemp Howard, Moe's older brother, quit the act in the early 30s, Moe and Larry needed a replacement fast. Jerome wanted the job, but he didn't look the part. He had thick hair, a mustache, and looked way too gentle. So desperate for a shot, he shaved it all off. The moment he walked on stage, something clicked. The audience went wild. That goofy charm, pure gold. He didn't rehearse, he didn't need to. Most of Curly's wildest routines weren't scripted. They were instinct. But off camera, he was nothing like the guy you saw on screen. Behind the barking, spinning, and chaos, Curly was a soft-spoken, painfully shy man. He avoided the spotlight when he wasn't performing. Interviews. He hated them. Crowds made him anxious. Moe would later describe his brother as a gentle soul lost in a brutal industry. And while Curly was adored on screen, behind the scenes he struggled, battling insecurity, bouncing between marriages, and constantly retreating into himself. As the Stooges rose to the top, the pressure got intense. The shooting schedules were grueling. The comedy was physical. Slaps, falls, pratfalls, all real. It took a toll. Curly started to miss cues. His timing, once razor-sharp, was off. He forgot lines, drifted mid-scene, and his weight went up and down like a yo-yo. Most blamed stress, but Moe knew something deeper was wrong. Even when the cameras were rolling and the laughter echoed, Moe saw it. His brother was dimming. Curly began to look lost. Sometimes he'd walk off set like he didn't even know where he was. And still, they kept filming. By the early 40s, the signs were undeniable. Curly, just in his late 30s, moved like an old man. His energy faded, his speech slurred, and Moe often had to help him stand or guide him through scenes. Curly never complained. He kept showing up, for the fans, for Moe, for the team, but his body was giving up. Then came May 6, 1946. During the filming of Half-Wit's Holiday, it all collapsed. Curly suffered a massive stroke on set. Moe was there, and in his words, that was the real death of Curly. The man who made millions laugh couldn't talk properly, couldn't walk right. His timing, his spark, gone, just like that. He was only 42. The studio didn't stop. There were contracts to fill, laughs to deliver. So Shemp came back. But something was off. The chemistry had changed. And even though fans still watched, Moe said it never felt the same again. Because Curly, the Curly, was the heart of the act. And that heart had been broken. What followed was brutal. Curly bounced from hospital to hospital. His health tanked. More strokes came. And emotionally, he unraveled. Moe stayed by his side, but it wasn't easy. Curly would cry, ask when he could come back. He didn't understand that it was over. He thought he'd return, but everyone around him knew the truth. They just couldn't say it. And Moe? He kept up appearances, smiling for the public, telling fans, "Oh, Curly's just taking a break." But behind the scenes, he was watching his brother die. In slow motion. The public had no idea what was going on. Curly's decline was hidden behind old reruns and vague statements. And Moe admitted, years later, that the silence killed him. "We were making people laugh while my brother was falling apart." Why didn't they stop? Moe said it was simple. The studio didn't care. The Stooges were a money-making machine. If they didn't show up, they were replaceable. That was it. No room for recovery. No time to rest. Curly gave everything he had, until there was nothing left to give. He died in January 1952, only 48, and the world, for the most part, never knew what really happened. Moe carried that silence for decades. The guilt, the grief, it never left him. He kept the act going. The Stooges morphed, new faces joined, but none were Curly. None ever could be. Moe rarely talked about his brother's decline in public. It was too raw, until the very end. In the final months of Moe's life, after his own cancer diagnosis, he started opening up. He sat for interviews, not to promote anything, but to confess, and what he said changed everything. "I should have said something sooner," he admitted. Curly wasn't just the funny guy. He was hurting. Bad. And everyone, including Moe, ignored the signs for too long. They brushed it off, kept rolling, kept filming. Moe revealed that Curly had been having small strokes years before the big one. His body was begging for help, and no one truly listened. Even worse, Moe admitted he pushed Curly too. He thought they had to keep going, for the fans, the crew, the paycheck. He thought it was the only way to survive, but it cost his brother everything. The final time Moe saw Curly, he was in a hospital bed. Frail, silent, barely there. He didn't say much, but he squeezed Moe's hand tight. That was it, and Moe walked out, broke down in the hallway, and never forgot that moment. Years later, Moe said the biggest tragedy wasn't that Curly died. It was that he died with the world still thinking he was okay. That behind the clown act was a man quietly unraveling, and nobody wanted to look too closely. Now, the world knows. And maybe that's the real legacy Moe wanted to leave. Not just the laughs, but the truth. That behind every pie to the face, behind every pratfall, was a person. A brother. A friend. A man who deserved more than applause. He deserved help. So, if you ever watch a Three Stooges clip and laugh at Curly's chaos, remember the man behind it. The one who gave everything until he had nothing left. If this story hit you like it did us, give it a like, leave a comment, and make sure you're subscribed for more untold stories. We've got a lot more where this came from.